Good day, everyone. My name is Julia Grace Penaflor, and I'm going to discuss about how to write the profile of the entity, the peaks and valleys of the entity, and the management section. So my learning outcome is be able to write the profile of the entity. So the previous lecturer discussed about the company's profile, which is a well-crafted document that is used as a marketing tool to introduce the company's new ideas or special projects to its investors, clients, or the financial institution. So the next section is the peaks and valleys, which are the high and low period of the entity. It aims to establish facts about the entity that can be useful in identifying the problems and making the solution. So the management is the last section, which will discuss about the company's philosophies, the organizational structure, the total number of employees, major owner of the entity, composition of the board, and the executive officers of the company. So, peaks and valleys, as I said, are the high and low period of the entity. In writing this section, you must be able to emphasize the ups and downs of the entity, discuss the history of the entity, and be able to discuss in the significant event by year and by the occurrence of the event in bullet citation. For my example, I have here the peaks and valleys of the Manila Hotel Corporation. As you can see, everything is arranged by the year and by the occurrence of the event in bullet citation. It started from July 4, 1912, where the entity was opened, up to the recent year, which is 2017. Everything here is written in the briefest form but tells everything about the history of the entity. An example of the peak period of the Manila Hotel is in 1913, the unveiling of Dr. Jose Rizal Monument in front of Manila Hotel. And the down period is when, in 1914, the Manila Hotel faced a lawsuit for breach of contract. So, all findings must have an in-text citation in APA format. So, writing an in-text citation in APA format is like this. If you know the author and the date that it is published, you should write the author's surname or last name, like this, Santos, and the year that it is published, 2017. If you don't know the author, but knows the date that it is published, you should write or cite the source, title, or the article, which is like this, Manila Hotel, and the year that it is published, 2017. If you don't know the author and don't know the year that it is published, write the title of the article or the source and ND, like this, Lawfield ND. That's how you write in APA citation format. The last section in the profile of the entity is the management section, which we'll discuss first the management philosophies, its mission, vision, goals, etc. Next is the description of the organizational structure, whether the organizational structure is tall or flat, whether it is functional or divisional. Next is the total number of employees. Fourth is the major owners of the entity. In writing this section, first, you must write the name of the major owner, and below is the description or its position in other entities they own, whether they sit as a board of director or stockholders of the company, their education, their connection in the government, if any, and if they are politically exposed. So this format, the writing the description and their position, is the same in writing the composition of the board of directors and writing the executive officers. So again, my example is Manila Hotel. This is their mission, vision, and goals. So in this information can be easily seen or can be easily found in the company's annual reports or even in their website if they have a website. Next is the organizational structure. Here is the organizational structure of Manila Hotel. As you can see, it is written in a portrait format because everything in the financial plan must be written in a portrait format. Next is their number of employees. There are 504 casuals and 458 regulars for a total of 1,032 employees. Next is the major owners of the entity. So Basilio C. Yap, so chairman of Manila Hotel, chairman of Central Escolar University Hospital Incorporated, and so on. So these are the position he held. Next is he is also a stockholder at the Philippine Trust Co. And with a 0.14% numbers of share. After that, of course, you should write the his educational background at the end. So this format in writing the description is the same as writing the board of composition of board of directors and the executive officers of the company. So in a nutshell, the profile of the entity is a quick look into a company, allowing different groups of people to get a general idea of what the company offers and its unique strength, or whether it is a good company to do business with. It is important to remember that everything in this section must be written in the briefest form but tells everything about the entity.